Good morning, good morning. It's actually 10 at night. Yeah, I didn't really record anything all day just because there wasn't much to record. And I was thinking about what I could make this vlog about. So it's going to be a real talky vlog because I don't want to move from this spot because it's really dark outside and there's nothing to go do. Anyway, I was trying to think of something that was like unique about me that I could tell you about or something like my situation. I thought about I live in San Diego, right? And we're pretty notorious for having good weather year round and stuff like that. Except it's weird because in October it gets like hotter here, whereas in the rest of the world it's starting to get colder into wintertime, but here it gets like really freaking hot and there's a ton of fires everywhere. There's just fire everywhere. It's like you just walk outside, it's like, oh, how's the weather today? Oh, it's fire. Like you go into work, your boss is like, you're fired, and you're like, okay, fine, jeez, and then you go home and you get a new job. Happens almost every day in October, really. People everywhere are firing up the grills, and it's hard to walk outside because there are just cannonballs being fired left and right. It's kind of crazy. There are people with weird accents talking about metal that transmits like electricity. They're like, the fire. You connect the red fire to the circuit, and then you can. Are you seeing that I don't have anything to talk about? The other thing I wanted to talk about while I was thinking about weather was like temperature, right? Because it's warm here, but I was thinking about how I was just in Portland at Rubik's Nationals, and it reminded me of a funny story that happened. During the last day, for some reason, the air conditioning in the room was like turned way up. It was really cold. It was like warm outside, like really hot outside, but inside that room, it was really cold for the morning. So I need to keep my hand warm because when you're doing really fast turns one-handed, you have to have a warm hand, otherwise it just doesn't work. I basically had a cube in my hand the whole time, just kept moving my fingers, but I also needed a way to physically warm up my hand. So other people were like sitting on their hand, like this wasn't just me, this was everyone had really cold hands and they need to keep them warm. So people were like sitting on their hands, but I was like, that's not gonna work because my pants are cold because it's cold in here. So I was like, what's a warm spot? So naturally I did what anyone would do and just like right there. I just sat like this, totally normal. Just like, hey guys, yeah. Oh, hey Antoine, what are you doing? Oh, yeah, me just warming up my hand. Slightly awkward, but it worked because I didn't do badly. I got pretty good averages, made it to the final. Fortunately, it had warmed up a little bit by the final, so I didn't have to sit up in front of like everybody looking like a weirdo, just like this, like, oh yeah, just waiting to compete. Oh, he got a 11. Yeah, nice. What? Nobody look at me. Don't you look? These other guys are all better than me. Like, look at them instead. Like, that was pretty much what I would have been doing. I only had to do that for like one solve when my hand started getting cold because it took them a while to scramble it. But for the rest of it, I was just able to keep my hand warmed up by messing with a cube. When I was thinking about the weather, it kind of reminded me of that, so I thought I'd share. It was kind of a funny thing to have happen. I guess if I had to give this story a moral, that moral would be, if you're going to host a Rubik's Cube competition, make sure it's not too cold. Not too warm either, because some people like Ryan Ju wear onesies to these competitions, and I would imagine it gets relatively hot for them. So don't keep it too warm, but warm enough so that you don't have to do this to warm up your hand, Some other options I was considering was just putting my hand in my mouth, but then it would be like slippery when I was trying to hold the cube. That was about the only reason I didn't do that. Like, I would totally do that if it was my only option available. I was also considering putting my hand in someone else's mouth, but I didn't think they'd appreciate that, so I tried anyway. It didn't go well. Long story short, Antoine Canton's never talking to me again. To clarify, I didn't actually do that, but it would have been pretty funny. Alright, so yeah, that's today's vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm considering turning it into a stand-up special, like, hey, what's the deal with cold competition venues, am I right? I mean, you have to stand around like this, and it's like, what are you doing, pulling a gun out of your armpit? Because that's a weird place to pull a gun out of, mister. Why, there's a reason I make YouTube videos and I'm not a stand-up comedian, guys. Anyway, good night, not enough syllables, okay, bye. If you actually understand that reference I was making, the song thing from today and yesterday, good job, let me know in the comments, because I'm actually curious to know how many of you get that.